Joanna, how are you?
Okay, guys, good afternoon. Thank you for being present in this training session of Tuesday. I would like to ask all of you to turn on your cameras so that we can see each other. Um, I would like to be very emphatic on the sense that the idea of the trainings is that we are present during the session, that we're paying attention, that we're taking notes. Let's try to have just like our students to have our cell phones away, to try to close the web WhatsApp, and that we're really focusing in what we are going to teach you today. Some of you may already know, some of you may have already used the Smart Learning Suite tool. The idea is that we could learn more about it because it seems that we're not using it enough, and it's a very useful tool. And I would like to start the session by giving some time to Gina and David Cardona, who are going to teach us a way that they have learned on how to work in breaking groups during the sessions. Even though we don't have that option through meeting, they found another way to do this. So the first 20 minutes of our session today is going to be led by them, and then we're going to continue learning about Smart Learning Suite online. Thank you very much for coming to our meeting, and I'm going to give the word to Gina and David.
Okay, hello teachers, how are
What,
you?
what up, people?
Very good,
How are you
Gina.
today?
Hello, David.
Hello. And David.
Oh,
Uh,
hello.
as Diana mentioned, the idea is that we know that we have this limitation that we cannot have these groups through system. So with David, we were looking for a tool to help us creating these groups and working with different groups during our class. So we found something that is called Genially. I don't know if you know it. But the idea is that with this tool, you can create slides that are interactive. So students can click on it and they go to a website. So it's something very interactive. So I'm going to show you how the general idea is, and then David is going to explain to you how to create the genially interactive slide, or you can also copy the one that we are using and just like adapt it. So let me, I'm gonna share my screen. Can I do it, or do you have to give me the
You should be able.
see? Okay, yes. Okay, so this is Genially. So what is the idea? What we did is that we created a PowerPoint slide that was this one, like making groups. So we put the instruction, click the animal, and join your group call, and we create the different groups. So this is a slide, a normal slide. Then what we did was to take that slide into Genially. This is the website. Yes, let me, I'm gonna show you here. This is the website. So you need to create an account, and then here you just put the slide that you create. And then what we did was to include the links of the meeting. So for example, if I am in group 1, I click here, and immediately I go to this group. If I am group 4, I click here and I go to this group. So how did we create this? You go to your calendar and you click on, I don't know, for example, today, and you are going to create a meeting. So you create group 1. You click on añadir videollamada de Google Meet, and you create it from today until December. For example, the idea is that you don't have to create every time you are going to use it, but just to leave it open. So, for example, December 7th. So you create this and you click on guardar. This is going to be open from Monday to Friday every single month until December.
All time, yeah.
Yes, then you just click on save.
Excuse me, Ginita, we have somebody. Edward, can you please
It's
close your
Edward.
microphone?
Okay.
Continue, Gina, sorry.
So this is what we did. We create the groups that we thought were enough for this activity. So we created 6 groups. So So you do the same process in your calendar. You create group 1, group 2, group 3. So each group is going to have one meeting room. So group 1 is going to have, for example, this one. Group 2 is going to have this one. Group 3 is going to have this one. Then when you already have this created, you go to Genially, and in this template, you add the link to each group. So you go here, group 1, you copy this link, and you put it in the picture of group 1. You go to group 2, you copy the link, and you go here to group 2 and add the link. And then you just save it. That's it. So when you already have this slide with all the links, it becomes in an interactive slide. So what you have to do is that every time you want to have groups in your class, you send the students this link, this one, they open it and they just click on the group they are supposed to be. Then if you want to check on each group, what you have to do is go to your calendar and just enter to each room to check what they are doing in each group. So this is like the general idea. We have used it for 2 weeks now, and it has worked pretty well. So now David is going to explain to you how, like, generally how to create this if you want to create it by your own. If not, what we can do is to send you our templates, and you just click here on. Well, I cannot do it, but for example, if I had David's here you are going to have a button that is called duplicate. So you just duplicate it and change the links. That's it. So it.
Gina, so it means that during the whole semester, we are going to have the same link for group 1, the same link for all the groups.
Yep.
Exactly. So what you are going to do as a teacher is just to check if you want to have, for example, group 1 to be with the same students all the semester, or if in each class you are going to have a different group. I mean, you're the one that manages that. But you create this only once.
Gina, I have a question. So that means that we go, I mean, I want to understand. So I have my class in WebEx, normal. But if I want to divide my students in groups, then I will use Google Meet. And
Yes.
we do all this process that you guys are going to teaching, that you're teaching us here right now.
Exactly. You continue with your students on Cisco. You can just finish that call, and then you go group by group, checking what they are doing in each of the groups, but they have their own group, they have their own meeting there.
Got it. All
I
right.
think from what I understand, what this allows us to do, because I know in the beginning of the semester, Diana had mentioned using Hangouts. And I'm using Hangouts right now with my class, and it works excellent. The only thing that I have seen as the limitation has been that it's the same group, because it's extremely difficult for me to take one student out of one group, put them into another
Exactly.
Exactly.
move this student. I have to do it by their emails, finding a name. So what this facilitates for us is the ability to move one student into different groups.
Different
as
groups,
many times as we want.
They do.
That's
You
it.
don't do it, they do it.
Excellent.
Yeah, they can jump from one group to another without any issues.
And David, yes.
So yeah, welcome guys. So yeah, this is basically what Gina mentioned before. That's the idea. We wanted to do something different. We wanted to make sure creating groups was part of our classes. So this is what we came up with. As Mark mentioned before, this gives us the option to create as many groups as we want with as many combinations as possible. One of my recommendation, guys, is just to use a random like team generator. There are like many options online, so just use one of them if you want. Just copy your student's name here and just choose the number of groups you want to use. 5 or 6 groups if it's what you want. Then you tell them, guys, so group 1, just click on the animal number 1, which is the monkey, I suppose. Sorry, the goat. Group 2, click on the second animal, which is the dog, and that's the way you cluster and gather your groups. The first session, guys, is going to be like, what are we supposed to do? But once they get used to that, it's going to be like pretty lit. We have done it for 2 weeks, as Gina mentioned before, and it works perfectly. And it gives us the opportunity to change the groups like every single class and to make it more dynamic. As Gina mentioned as well, guys, it's only like a one-time activity. So that's going to be like pretty easy for you, and it's going to save you a lot of time and work, which is what Mark mentioned before as well. So guys, generally, this is pretty easy to use. I mean, I haven't explored all the tools it has, but well, I'm going to show you how it works. So as long as you create your account here, just click on Create Genially, which is like the template, the basic template. What we chose was the interactive image. So we clicked here, we created one, and we uploaded like a PowerPoint screenshot. That was the PowerPoint screenshot. So I'm going to show you. Let me see if I have one here, so I can show you. Well, this is an example, but just in case, this one, accept it. And well, you choose, like, this is like basic instructions. Just choose the picture you want to use. As Gina mentioned as well, you can use the one we created before. So what you're going to do here, guys, is that you're going to give some interactive features to your image, to the picture you're going to upload. In our case, we just gave some links, like so the students could access to the links, and well, they have different actions. So guys, the one we used was this one. What was it? Where is it? The link one? This one, yeah. And you just click here. You have some options. For example, in this one, link, and you copy the meeting groups here, the link here. So for example, my group number 1 is this one. I just copy the link and I paste it here. So in that way, every time a student click this link here, they're going to have access, to that group. Group number 1 in that case, as Gina showed before. So, well, this is like an invitation for you to explore these applications. It is, well, some of the features are for free, and they can be pretty useful for your classes. A little bit more dynamic. And that's like a solution for clustering people. And I don't know.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
You make these 6 groups and they work for all of your classes, right?
Yep, all of my classes.
Okay, so I don't have to, for example, right now in my Hangouts, I have 5 groups, but I actually have 25 groups because I have 5 classes, or I have 5 different groups of classes, so I have 25 different links.
True.
So that also helps to manage that aspect as well.
Exactly. Because look, the only thing you're going to do is to share the link, the main link with them, which is the Genially link. They open the link, they just join the group you told them to join. So guys, so you, Juan, Maria, and Valentina, you are group 4. They join group 4. That's it.
Yeah, so they do the work. You don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it. That's it. And that saves you. It saves you a lot of time.
One question, please.
Hector, go ahead.
Sorry, the thing is that I think I missed. How do you assign the group to the student?
Oh, it's quite easy.
I know how to make the groups online, randomly, and that's it. So after I have those groups, I just tell them names, or I put the names in the group?
You tell them. Well, they know the group they are in, right? For example, as I said before, randomly, Valentina, Juan, and Carlos are in group 1. So you just tell them, Valentina, open this link, join your group. That's it. And they know they're group 1.
Okay, that will be like the only slow thing that you have to do at the beginning of the class.
Yeah, just send them the link.
That's the only thing. And that's it.
That's it. Tell them the group they are in.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. That's the point. Send them the group they are in. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you show them. You could use the random tool that I said before.
Yeah, I use that one.
So guys, Lydia, Walter, Gail, and Todd, you are in group 1.
So they click on group 1.
And as I said before, like the first class is going to be like, what? But after that, it's going to be quite easy because they know what to do, and it's much easier, guys, and it helps you a lot. And you can just jump from one to the other, from one group to the other, and you make sure they're working.
And
I have a question.
Sorry,
Okay.
I send the link to Diana, so Diana, you can share it with them. So my link, and David, can you send your link so you can also like duplicate that one that is already created and just edit the links, change the links.
Yep.
You
It's
don't
in
want
the
to
chat,
do
guys.
like
It's in the chat. So I think Carolina had a question, right?
Yeah, David, thank you so much. All right. In the other tab that you had open right now, which is the team generator, of course, for example, in my classes, I don't know if you're in your classes, but I have people who are like Juan Camilo Torres, Juan Manuel. They have like 2 names, right? My question is, do we get to open an account here, or do I have to like copy all of the names and paste the names every single class?
Well, what I do, Carolina, to be honest, is that I make sure I have like 3 Juan Camilos in just one class: Ortiz, Arango, and Rios. So what I do is Juan Camilo P, or Juan Camilo A, or Juan Camilo C, and I make sure they are in class, because if they're not, well, what's the point?
So
I just take
So
1
we need
minute.
them every class.
Yeah, I take 1 minute to make sure, like, so Angela, Camilo, Maria, and I just copy down the names. That's it.
Got it.
Takes
All right,
like
thank you.
30 seconds.
So David, it is not possible to write the complete names.
Well, yeah, you can. But just in case you have like many Juan Camilos, you could use.
Yes,
like,
because for example, I have in a group 5 Juans. So I have to do it with the last names. So I don't know
That's
if
an
this
option.
randomly
Yeah.
list I can do names and
You can do whatever
last
you
names.
want. You can do
Okay,
whatever you want.
perfect.
It's up to you.
Perfect.
That's up to the teacher, you know? Guys, you could cluster students by using colors, by using, I don't know, zodiac signs, by using birth dates, I don't know. That's up to you. This is just one of the tools that I use.
David, I have a question. Can you go back to your Google Calendar real quick? I want to see something. When you schedule the meeting, the time doesn't matter since you're providing the
They
link.
can access the group like at every single time.
That's important. You need to leave it open. You only create the group and assign the link, but you don't put like a specific day or a specific time. You just put the day it starts and the day it finishes, so that it would be extended. Because if you assign time, then you are going to have to do this with one group, then another one, then another group, so it would be more difficult.
So yeah, guys, as you can see, all my groups are open till December, basically.
David, you have a lovely calendar.
No, it's like, you know, organized according to the colors. Look.
Thank you guys so
the
much.
colors. So group
I
one,
did the same thing as
orange.
Mark.
David, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, can you go back to the Genially?
This one.
The platform, yeah. Well, first, I love your design; it's really beautiful. But my question is, when you share with us the template, how can you show me how to change the link?
Well, I don't have. Oh yeah, I don't have the option now because this is my template.
It's fine.
But once you open it, you have an option here. Oh, reuse the Genially. It is here. So once you reuse it, you have the access to all the features. You just click here, side where I show you. Like there's like a hand, like a can there, and just replace the link with your links, and that's it.
All right, I'll try.
Then you save, all set. You download the link, and that's it.
All right, thank you.
David, for the tool, I have a question, David. Well,
Go
first
ahead.
of all, I think that this is a very nice idea. Thank you so much for sharing. I just wanted to ask you, in like trying to select the students' names and the students' groups, isn't it possible like to copy and paste the list that we have for students and then
Yeah, you
to
can.
organize it?
Like to use the random
Okay.
generator. Yes, you can.
Okay. I thought that I had to type it like
No,
manually.
well, I type it, Dalia, because I make sure I have the number of students in class. But you can do like whatever you want. For example, look at this, guys. Look at all my students, 27 students in one class, and I just create 6
And
groups.
delete.
That's it.
Okay. And then you delete, or okay, you just make sure, but I can copy and paste them.
Yep.
And delete the ones who are not there. Okay.
That's
Okay.
true.
That's it.
It's up to
Thank
you.
you
It's up
so
to you,
much.
Dalia.
David and Gina, can I share my screen and can I ask you something?
You can.
Okay, so if I want to change the links for the
Click there.
groups, I just have to click here and
Click on the hand. Click on the hand.
The hands.
Yeah, that one.
and just change this.
Just change
This
the
is
link. That's
what I
it.
have to change.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Got it.
Then you click on Listo and you download the link, and that's the link you're going to share with your students, and that's it.
One recommendation: when you finish assigning the links, check that the links are okay. Because, for example, if you use one of our links, it is not going to work for you. So it would be great that you finish, you click on Listo, and you check. You go group by group, checking that is the group that you
Your
created.
groups, the groups you have assigned, yeah. So I don't know, people. I mean, to be honest, Gina told me at the beginning she wanted to create groups, and we just started to explore, and we found that option, and I think it works like as it should, you know.
That's a very good idea. Thank you so much.
So guys, that's it.
Okay, Gina and David, thank you so much. We're going to test this actually at the end of our session today when we get to the hands-on activity. So the idea would be to use the one that Gina already has made, and that we work in our teams on what we're going to be doing today using her idea and her rooms and everything. And then we could reuse and copy the template and do our own for our own classes. That was really useful. Thank you so much. And we are going to start with today's session. You're welcome to ask any questions through the chat. I'm going to be constantly looking and answering those questions. And I'm going to have a space for you to answer questions orally at the same time as through the chat. So today's training session is an intro to Smart Learning Suite Online. We have previously received other training sessions on the Smart Learning Suite, but the app or the software in the computer, and some other ones about the online version. As of now, we have the option to have the online version with a 30-day free trial, and some of us have requested to have the full license. That was an email that was sent by Carmen, and some of us have a full license. If you feel that definitely you're going to use this very much, we can try to make another request for more people to have a license. But for now, we're going to be using the free 30-day licenses so that we can go ahead and participate in today's training session. The objective of today's training is to leverage the power of Smart Learning Suite Online to develop engaging activities and lessons. This is a really nice tool that we have thanks to the university obtaining the digital boards that there are at the university right now. So this is something that came with the purchase of the boards, and it kinds of centralizes different tools that we're currently using, like PowerPoint or Google Slides, with other games outside, games that are third-party games from other websites. So this allows us to combine everything in one, and I'm going to show you how you can take fully advantage of Smart Learning Suite Online. So this is the agenda for today. We're going to have a general overview of different types of activities that you as teachers can create in Smart Learning Suite Online. After we explore all of them, I would like you to first pay attention, observe, take some notes. And after we take a look at all of the options, then I'm going to group you in teams per level, where we're going to be working in groups of 2 or 3 people. And I want you to create real activities that you want to use during the second period of this semester, so that we don't only have this training to just practice, but that we come up with real activities that you're going to be able to apply with your groups. And at the end, we're going to have a time for the groups to present the activities. Maybe if we run out of time, not everyone is going to be able to present, but I hope that most of us can show our production. So Smart Learning Suite is an engaging lesson delivery tool for enhancing and extending learning. Through this tool, we can engage students into active learning. We can build a lesson or leverage existing content. So from previous made presentations that you have already done in Google Slides, in PowerPoint, you can reuse them and improve them, including the additional tools that Smart Learning Suite Online offers. Additionally, it is a way for you to quickly create game-based activities and at the same time assessments. And there are different ways that you can deliver this lesson planning. You can do it through the Smart Learning panel. You could do it through our WebEx video conference or Google Meet. And you can also embed or include the material that you have used in here or that you have created here into Google Classroom. So there are different ways for you to be able to use this, not only by sharing your screen, but you can use them in different platforms. It has started raining, so in case that maybe we lose power or something like that, if you give me a few minutes, I will continue connecting from my phone. Okay, so right now, I just want you to watch, I just want you to look at your screen. I'm going to show you the different options, and then you're going to have time to explore by yourself, because this has definitely changed since maybe 2 years ago that this started. It offers more options, and really we wouldn't have time only in one session for showing you everything, but I want you to give you a start. I want you to feel comfortable using the tool, and then for you to be able to explore in your own. So the first thing that you will need to do when we start the hands-on is look for a Smart Learning Suite Online in your Google browser. Once you get that on, you're going to choose the option that says Smart Learning Suite Online, because there are many options there, so you're going to choose the online version. Once you do that, it is going to ask you to log in with your institutional email account, and once you're in, this is what you're going to see. There are 2 options here. The first one is to create all the activities that we're going to get into, and if you feel that you need more training before you start creating, you can click on the training section, and it has so many tutorials, so many videos, Q&A, so that you want to really go deeper into learning how to use this tool. This already includes all the training necessary for you to become a professional in this tool. So the first thing that we're going to do is click here, Add Activities. This is our menu. This is where we're going to find everything that we can possibly create. So if you already have a PowerPoint presentation or a PDF file that you would like to use, because we have so much material created already, and if you just want to enhance that with the other tools that this website offers, we're going to import that resource. And I want to show you how a presentation that was created for last semester would look if I import it. If I import it, it looks exactly the same as if it were in PowerPoint or in Google Slides. Sometimes it moves the options a little bit, so it's a matter of adjusting the content that we have there, but everything is here. Now, what why should I use this instead of a normal PowerPoint presentation? Well, here you have the option to include in the games and all the online activities, live online activities from Smart Learning Suite into your own PowerPoint presentation. So if we were to maybe adjust this, you would do it just as a regular PowerPoint presentation. And if you want to include text, you would click here on the A for you to include more text, or you can click here and you should be able to move this around. You can include images, and you can edit the presentation that you have. Now, if I want to include voice, I created one with voice over here, and you go here to this part that says add instructional audio. So if you want to include here some type of audio recorded by your voice, you could do it here. This is what I did. I'm going to stop sharing. And now you should be able to listen to something that I added. The only thing is that when you click on it, it covers the slide that you created. So it'd be something like to stop and for the student to be able to listen. This is not only for you to share the screen, but the students could have a direct link to this presentation, and each of them would be able to go ahead and open it. You can have two options: espacio de trabajo, a workplace, or an individual presentation. So that minimizes the problem that sometimes we have when we have to stop sharing, now share for them to listen, stop sharing again, and share for them to see. If we just share the presentation, we can tell them where to go to the next slide, now listen to the audio, and they would have the presentation in each of their computers. So for example, this is the one that I recorded. Hi everybody, welcome to English Level 1. And that was just a welcome message, but here you could give them real instructions on what to do for that activity in particular. So this is the option if you were to import an already made presentation. If you have any questions as so far, please remember to write them in the chat.
Anita, the presentation looks really blurry.
This is because I'm sharing audio, and now I'm going to go back to sharing text and images. Thank you for reminding me. All right. So now the second option that we have is if you want to work with already made YouTube videos. Let's say that I have a very interesting video about a country or about a topic or about something about history, but there are no made questions for that specific activity, or the questions are in a third-party website and I do not get the results when the students answer those questions. So I could do my own video workshop or my own video activity using an already made YouTube video. So in that case, it would be something like this. Here. I click on YouTube. It is going to ask me to type either the topic that you're looking for or the URL of the video that you are going to use. You type it in here. For example, I did next week we're talking, or this week we're talking about the neighborhood. So I type the neighborhood. And it gave me all the possible videos about that topic. the neighborhood vocabulary. And I already maybe watched some of them and I decided to choose this one. So what it would do is the first slide of my presentation would be the video that I already selected. And after I have the video and it plays directly into the slide, I can go ahead and choose what activity I want them to complete after watching the video. And remember that the nice part is that this is something that you can send to them, that you don't have to share screen. You send it to them, and I'm going to show you how later on. And they themselves play the video from their computer, and they answer the questions that you have previously designed, depending on what you want to evaluate or what you want them to answer. So here you have all the options of the questions, and I'm going to show you also what are the different options. So this is the second part. This is the video option. Okay. If I want to start from scratch, this is a topic that maybe I don't have material that has already been created. I can just click on new page and it will give me just a blank slide, something completely empty for me to just start working on it. Now, some of us have learned about Jamboard and Padlet. We use it very often. But if I want to include in here inside my presentation, and I don't want to be going to other websites, I don't want to be giving the students access, I want to have everything centralized. There's an option here that works exactly as a Padlet, and it's called Shout It Out. It gives you two options. It gives you an option for people just to write whatever comment, depending on the instruction that you give them, or it gives you the option to categorize people. So sometimes you want them to categorize words, like in a column for adjectives, for verbs, for adverbs. Maybe you want to place stop and you want to have 4 categories, and in there they can type the animal, the thing, the color, the city. This could be a game or a way for you to play those kind of games, because it would be in 4 categories. The only limitation is that the maximum amount of categories that you have is 4, and the minimum amount is 2. I have already made a chat out activity for us, because we are going to be, here it is, we're going to be splitting into groups at the end of this session so that we can work together in the activity. So this is what I did. I went into the Shout It Out, and the categories, I divided them like this. I want a category for level 1 and level 2 teachers to write their names in that category, level 3 teachers, level 4 and 5, and third languages teachers. So we're going to try that right now so that we can start categorizing our group. And what I'd like you to do is, I know all of us have 2 levels. I would like you to write your name under the level that you have the most groups. So I have 4 level 3 groups and I have 2 level 1 groups. So I'm going to write my name under level 3. So this is what we're going to do. Once I have created the activity, here is my activity. It is called Levels. I'm going to click on Start. It is going to take me to the activity. I go here towards the left, and it says Teacher Diana, Class ID. This is my class ID for all the activities. It is the same ID per teacher. I'll go here, and this is what you share with your students. You say, guys, let's go to hellosmart.com, and you're going to enter as a guest. Very important. Unirse como invitado or join as a guest. Because if they log in, they're going to get lost. So very important for you to give them that option. And ask them to type this ID of the class, 906-303. Make sure that you type your first name and your first last name, so that I make sure to give you the extra points for the winners. That's something that we always say in class. So everyone, please, from your cell phone, or if you open another browser, go to hellosmart.com and click the class ID 906303. We are 28 people and we only have one so far. So everybody, please go to hellosmart.com, type the ID 906303 and choose the category that belongs to the level where you teach the most groups, and just type your name and your last name and click send. That is all you have to do. I am going to give you 3 minutes.
Janita, question. I did everything that you said and I wrote the class ID and it says su profesor no está ejecutando esta actividad ahora. Am I in the wrong?
Perfect. No,
Okay.
that's perfect. Right now, we're waiting for everyone to join. Once I have the 28 people there, I'm going to click here, got it, and I'm going to start the activity. And once I start the activity, everyone is going to see the categories and the space to write the name. So,
Okay,
so
perfect. I
far,
thought I was in the wrong place.
you're good. You're perfect. So we have 13 people, 14 people connected. We're getting there. Let me know if anybody has any other issue, any other problem.
Janita, question. So I go to Smart Learning Suite online first.
No, you go to hellosmart.com. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, look, go to hellosmart.com, click join as a guest, or if it's in Spanish, it says unirse como invitado, and then it's going to ask you for the class ID. Let me know if it works.
Diana, it appears to me like, I say, hi, teacher Rivillos, a la espera de que el profesor inicie la clase. O sea, es Milena, 500, 180, dice teacher Rivillas.
Click on, if it says awaiting, it's
Unirse
okay.
a otra clase. No, unirse a otra clase at the bottom. And then you're going to type in the class ID for Diana's.
Yeah, I found how to leave the class. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, right now it says waiting for the teacher to start the class. So we're going to wait. We have 19 people, 20 people. We need 7 more people. We're almost there. Edward, you got it?
I guess.
Okay. 24. We're almost there. Joa has a question and Mark has a question. Because I see your hands up.
I always forget I have to put my hand
Just
back
touching out.
Okay.
No, Dianita, I don't have a question.
That was the previous one. Okay. The only thing here, guys, is that, for example, I have 24 people that are connected, 25. If I start the activity, the 3 people that are missing are going to be left out of the activity. So you have to be a little patient for everyone to be able to get in. If not, while you start it, they cannot get in. I am missing 2 people. Does anybody have difficulties entering?
No, Dianita, I'm not going to be there because remember, I'm not teaching. So, well, I'm not going to be in any other group.
Okay.
So that's it.
Okay, so I think we're ready. I'm going to say got it. And I'm going to say, what happened? Student devices required.
Hit the little refresh button on the left, Diana. The little back arrow.
Let's see. Okay, I'm going to restart it. Start. Let me know if you see the question. Yes, with the categories. The only thing you need to do is select the category, what level do you teach the most, and type your name. That is all you have to do. I see Gina already did it. Mark, Adam, Sai, Nicole, Carlos.
Janita, mine, it appears like a blank box where it says introduzca su respuesta, but I don't see. Okay, no, never mind. Never mind, Janita. Never mind.
Anita, pero.
Yes, Jose. First is the blank space, and after that it says categories. So first.
Yeah, I clicked on category 1 and 2 because I'm teaching 2 levels of 1.
Perfect. And then on the blank space.
It didn't let me send it.
Because you have to type your name.
I typed. Oh, there, but I don't see it now.
On the top, there's a blank area. There you type your name, Jose Casas. Then you choose.
Just a moment.
Choose the category.
It says introduzca su respuesta.
Exactly. There you write your name.
Oh, okay.
And then you press send.
Diana, could you tell me again
There you go. What, Edward?
Can you help me how do I write my name there, because my volume was off and I didn't realize that it was off.
Okay, what do you see on your screen right now?
The list of levels.
You chose your list, and then on the top it says enter your answer, and there you should type your name.
Yes, I see. Thank you.
Does anybody else have any difficulties?
It's raining cats and dogs.
Yes.
The city is raining in the north also, when I live in the north.
Okay, so guys, that's it. This is what I wanted, because this way I can group you with the same teachers of your level. So this is a way to use Padlet or Jamboard if you want 4 categories of something. And instead of the students writing their names there, they could be writing the answer for that category. Like I said before, imagine that these were a stop game. And the first category is animals, the second category is cities, the third one is colors, and the fourth one is fruit and vegetables. They would have to go there and type the name of a fruit, type the name of all the categories. And the good thing is that it already categorizes the answers for you. With Padlet sometimes, and with Jamboard, you manually have to reorganize their answers into the correct column. So this is a benefit from this, that if you create the categories, the information is going to be already grouped for you. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this just to make sure that I have it here for me to be able to group you. Okay, so this is the first example that I wanted you to see. Now you can close the page that you had open for Hello Smart, because I'm going to show you the other options. This is how a blank presentation looks. You just start from scratch, creating your presentation. This is the one about the video. This is one that I created to make a greetings quiz. The students had already watched the flip video regarding greetings, and I wanted to kind of test them. I wanted to make sure that they had watched it and to make sure that they had come prepared to class so that they understood the seriousness of watching the videos before class. So I created this quiz with the images that exactly appear on the video. So I'm going to give you this example. You're going to take it as if you were a student, and later on I'm going to show you how you can create your own. So for this one, I'm going to start this one. We're going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to first delete. Some of you are already there, but I'm going to remove everyone so we start from scratch again. Okay. And we're going to do the same exact thing again. Go to hellosmart.com and log in as a guest. Enter the class ID 906303 and just wait for me to start the activity. We're going to wait.
We have to open smart.com again.
Hellosmart.com again. Yes, Jose.
Okay.
So the same thing that we just did for the categories, we're going to do it for this activity. I'm going to show you how this was created. So what I did is in the add activities part, I went to the area that says response. This is a formative assessment. So what this does is the students are able to answer individually, and it gives you the results of the students' answers. In some other activities, you do not get the detailed results per name. You just get the overall responses. So if you want to quiz your students somehow and you need those grades or those results, the option that you want to use is this one that is called response. Because with this one, you have different options. You could create assessments that are multiple choice, true and false, multiple answer. You can create a poll or opinion, and you could also create a short answered questionnaire.
Yeah, and I have a question. But this is going to be a different slide with the questions. It's not going to be integrated with the video. So, I mean, I have to open in a different tab. So I include the questions, and in another tab is going to be like the video for them to watch.
I have done them separately, but you can do all of this in the same presentation. Let's imagine that this is the video, and then I create inside the same presentation, I create the questionnaire right here. So it would be, for example, let's do this, add question, and then another question like this, and that's it. I have to, there, look. If I click finish, my first slide is this game. My second slide is the questionnaire. I can click my third slide and include the video.
Okay.
Example, like this. So everything would be inside the same.
The same PowerPoint, okay.
The same kind of PowerPoint. And I won't have to tell my students to go back and forth into the hellosmart.com. No. Whatever I activate is what they're going to see. I didn't have them all together into one. That's why I ask you to get out and come back in. But the idea is that you create everything into just one. So the one that I'm using, okay, here. Where did I go? Okay, now I'm going to start the activity, and each of you should start seeing the questions with images and different options, and you can start answering those questions. Meanwhile, as a teacher, I see who is answering. I see what percentage of questions have been answered. So I can say, for example, Maria Fernanda, I see that you haven't started answering anything. Do you have any difficulties? Is there something that I can help you with? And then Maria Fernanda started answering. Then I see that Edgar has only answered one question. Edgar, do you have any difficulties? Something happening? David Cardona is almost
Donde le hago
finished.
The image is
Where do I
so
click
small,
on
it's
it?
very tiny.
I gave the answer, but where do I click?
But so it's
But
kind of
when you click vertical on the image, you can make it bigger.
Exactly.
On the image.
Click on the image and it goes bigger.
Okay, hold on. No.
Let me see. I said good morning,
no,
and I
no.
click on the image and it doesn't.
Click on the image, you should see it bigger, then you should be able to click on the options.
Okay. And then good morning. All right.
I see that Mark
Number 2.
Mark finished, Andres
click
is
on the
almost
image,
done.
and
Ruby just finished. Gina did it.
good
Carmen,
afternoon.
Nalia.
Good night.
There you go, Jose. Very good. Now continue to the other ones as fast as you can, please.
Okay.
Because time is ticking. You have 2 minutes to finish.
Good afternoon. Good night, I think it is. Good night. Okay. Next. Good night. Next. 4.
Okay, so we have 97% of answers. Come on, guys, you can do it. You're almost finished. After we have finished the questionnaire, you can go over the questions and the right answers. And maybe the people that maybe got some mistakes, they are able to learn why they made that mistake. So you can review the questions by clicking here, show questions, and it's going to tell you that 100% of students answer. You can show the live results by saying, okay, the answer was A. So this content or this concept is really clear because everyone got it right. And I can say, for example, Joanna, can you please read the question and tell me the right answer?
Good morning. It was the answer, Dianita?
Good morning was the answer. Very good, Joa. So we continue to the next one, and you can see the students' answers. For example, this should be very easy if the students watch the video, because in the video, the same exact images are shown and the options are there in the video. So some of the students that are not going to get it right is because they didn't watch the video. This could
Janita,
be...
question?
Yes.
This feedback is going to be through WebEx or through Hello Smart Suite?
Through Hello Smart Suite.
Okay.
Yes, all this in the page of Hello Smart. So you go over the answers. What happened, Carolina?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
My microphone, I kept clicking microphone and it wouldn't open. And I thought somehow it was blocked by the host or something, but now I can talk. Okay, I have a question, Anita. Is it possible, because right now in my English 4 classes, I have PowerPoint slides in which I prepare everything and I put videos and links to maybe the quizzes or things. And I give all of my students in level 4 access to that. So if they want to study at home, if they miss the activity, if they can't get quickly to the recorded classroom, then they will be able to see from week to week what we're doing. I was wondering if I import my slides, my Google Slides here, if I can do the same and give them permanent access to those slides, like more.
There is an option that, for example, this page is a collaborative activity on students' devices. So once you preview this is what the students are going to see. And if, for example, if I go finish editing and I have it here, you should be able to share with your students. You here, share link.
Okay. So I was just making sure that it was not for a specific activity that I could share the link to, but for all of my slides permanently, that they can get access to them whenever they want.
There's some, it depends on the activities that you're going to include in the presentation. If they are activities that they could perform individually without you activating the activity, you can share this presentation and they could go in at any time. But some of the activities are competitions, or there's some that you have to activate for them. So if you don't go, for example, if you don't say a start activity, they're not going to be able to see them.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Okie dokie.
Diana, I have a question.
Yes.
Regarding the activity we just did, can we download the student's progress or the result, or is it safe in the platform?
We should be able to download the student's progress. There's an option that says to download the results, but it closed. Do you guys still see it open?
No, it's closed.
I closed, or I closed it by mistake. So I was not able to download the results, but there are certain activities that you are able to download the results and some you don't. So definitely my suggestion is before applying any activity, you go in your cell phone or you open a new tab and you do it yourself and make sure that it works as you expect it to work and that it allows you to download the results.
All right, Diana. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we go back here, and now the one that I just did was the whole class formative assessment. Now we're going to get into the game-based activities. There are different options depending on what you want to do. Some of them are going to be individual answers, and some of them are going to be as group answers, and other ones are just going to be for the teacher to manipulate them and for the students to have an oral response. So some of the options that we have here are, for example, this one, fill in the blank, flip out. I'm going to show you an example of this flip out. And this one is not for the students to really do anything, but for you to have some flashcards. And for example, Sai, would you please tell me what time is it on the first flashcard?
At 7:10.
It's 7:10. Another way to say this time, maybe Adam, could you tell me the other version? Remember to activate your microphone, Adam, so that you can talk.
7:10.
7:10. So 7:10 or 7:10, you get it right. Very good. So this is a way for you to do flip cards for vocabulary, for answers, but this is not for the students to answer. It's for you to manipulate by sharing your screen. So this is one of the options that you have. And that one is called flip out. Yes, Carito.
Carita, I have another question. I believe I heard in the beginning of this meeting that not everybody has like a permission to use this. There's not enough licenses or something like that. So this, we will only get an access trial 30 days. Is that correct? We'll only be able to use this for 30 days?
right now all of us have a 30-day trial when we activate the trial. Like I have 25 days left. The idea is for you to explore it during those 30 days. And if you decide that definitely you're going to be using this very, very often, that you're going to take fully advantage, that you loved it, that you may request a license, and we will check with the CIT to see if they have some extra licenses for assigning for those teachers that want to take advantage of this platform.
Okay, thank you so much.
Dianita,
Yes, Edward.
once we get the license, we waste the presentation we prepare in the trial? Or can we recover that part?
I think once the license is up and you don't have more access, everything that you have created in there, you may not have access. So that's why it stays there, David? Okay.
It stays there because I have the same activities that I used to have before when I had, yeah.
Okay. Great. So David and Carmen confirms that it does stay there. I don't know if it doesn't allow you to create new activities, maybe, but we don't lose the information. Okay. Other ones that we have are, for example, game shows. This one is really fun because it is a roulette. You could have multiple choice questions. And what it does, it has a roulette, you spin the wheel, and then based on where the wheel stops, it would open a specific question for that student. So this is an activity that you can share screen and choose who is going to answer that specific question. So this is what it looks like. It shows the questions, shows the option, and we say Carlos, A or B. And Carlos says, okay, David says B. And he got it incorrect. Let's give this team another try. We choose A, and you got it right. So this is the idea. The students love graphics. They love game shows. They love Kahoot, but we keep using Kahoot very often. So this is another way so that we don't repeat on the same kind of activities. This is the one called the game show. Game show. We have label. This is, for example, let's imagine that we are teaching parts of the house. You can upload a picture of a house. You can label the specific rooms, and the students have to complete the vocabulary related with that part of the house, or the body parts of anything that they have to label. We have a matchup activity. We have memory games. A monster quiz requires a student's devices. So when this says devices required, it means that the students can answer individually, not only for sharing screen, but they can answer individually and you get individual response. You can rank the order. Speed up is one that is a race. I'm going to give you an example of one that I already used. Super sort for sorting things, and then you have a team quiz. There are many. We are not going to explore absolutely all of them because I want you to explore them by yourself, but for you to know that you have all these different options. We're constantly using other websites and other tools, and we already have this, so why don't we use what we have access to? I'm going to show you the one about the race that I have, and you're going to participate. So the same, if you are already in the hellosmart.com, type the ID. No, not here, wait. Here. I see 16 people that are connected. You're going to see this one is either for you to do it sharing the screen or for the students to answer in their phones. However, you do not get the results from the student responses. So this is just general practice. I choose how many racers I have, for example, 4.
Janita, can you please share the name of the room in the chat, so when you change the tab, we don't get lost, please?
The name of what? I'm sorry?
The room.
Of the room. Yes. It is always the same. It is 906-303. And we're going to start. So I see 24 people. Let me know if you're able to just choose your team, choose one person, because it's going to be you racing, and I want you to start the activity and answer the questions. Thumbs up if you see the activity and if you're able to do it. Yes, guys, you were able to start working with the activity?
Yes, Janita.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yanita, it doesn't give me the option to select. A, B,
Yes, you found it?
Yes, it just takes a long time. Like
Okay.
I was writing or clicking and it wouldn't do anything.
Okay, because it first shows you the question, it gives you time to read it, and then it gives you options. Okay, guys, so this is just a short part of the activity for you to be able to see what your students could be working with. They like the race, they like the idea of competing with other people. This was useful when we were in the university and the students would stand up on the smart boards and they would click on the answers. So that was the way for them to compete. Now that we have to do it virtually, it's just a matter of them answering the questions in a fun way instead of just looking at a question and the options. For them to have this kind of concept of a race is entertaining and is different. So this is another way of creating some practice activities. With this one, you cannot see the students' grades. It's just for them to practice. They see if they got it right or wrong. That's the only thing. So they can self-assess themselves. And sometimes if the question is wrong, the system would give them that question again until they get it right. So this is another option that we have right there. Now, a new resource that we have, if you could please go back to the WebEx share screen. is these 4 options that we have here. They're called ready-made resources. In the activating prior knowledge, you have something a little bit more serious for discussing, for brainstorming. So you have the know, what to know, learn, and questions. So in these options, it's like a Padlet with the categories that I showed you before. The students share connections and questions related to the topic during the lessons. Or in this other one that is called what do you want to know about the topic? This one is for students to just write randomly answers to whatever questions you have already asked them. So this one is just for the students to write the comments, and they appear randomly on the screen. And these ones are for true and false statements. We have some other ones to explore. Entrance ticket, quickly gather information about what students currently know to help them guide your instruction. So this one is like a warm-up activity so that you can start the class. Another one is draw what you know about the topic. So this one allows them to actually draw. This could be useful to play as Pictionary. Questions and reflection. Here we have some interesting options. This one is like the one of the Padlet, the agree or disagree. How do you feel about the topic? This is multiple choice. The nice thing is that this has been pre-made for you, and you just have to complete it with the questions or the categories that you want to use. This is for them to write summaries, 3 things that they have learned today. They could create different kinds of charts. This one that is called manipulatives, they have 15 kinds of activities. Not all of them work for English because some of them are for math, but after I explore them, I feel that maybe the calendar one could work. Also the clock, because you could create different clocks for different times, and they will have to choose what time it is. These ones are for math. Here they could sort shapes, and this one they could create patterns. And then in the last one, that they're graphic organizers, especially for the higher levels, that the level of mental, or how do you say, the difficulty of the activities go higher, where you ask them to brainstorm, where you ask them to create a cause and effect chart, mind mapping, all this, maybe a Venn diagram, a grid, a thinking frame. We have all these options available to use them within our Smart Learning Suite presentations. So honestly, before in the other trainings, we hadn't explored these other options, and I found that they were really useful and interesting, and see how we could include them into our classes. So those are all the options that we have using a Smart Learning Suite. What I would like to do right now is using Gina's and David's idea for the groups and be able to work in groups. I am going to ask some of you to go into group 1, some of you to go into group 2, group 3, group 4, 5. This would be based on the level that you teach. And then the group of the 3rd languages would go into group 6. So I'm going to go back to the chart where you gave me your names. So we're going to go with the 3rd languages first. I'm going to send the link again of this. We're going to reuse Gina's and David's one with their links. The idea is that, David, correct me if I'm wrong, we could have WebEx open and Meet open at the same time. Is that right? Okay, perfect. The idea would be for you to close your microphone and your camera here in WebEx, and to turn it on in the Meet groups. So guys, this is the link. Click on the link when I tell you, and I'm going to tell you what to do. Per group, you're going to create a presentation that you would like to use during week 6 of class. We are on week 4 right now. Next week is exam week, and then we start a new period on week 6. So in your group, per level, I would like you to create material. You could use previously made presentations, or you can start an activity from scratch. But I would like you to create an activity that you could use for real in your classes during week 6. So we're going to start by the third languages teachers, who are Carlos, Patricia, and Maria Fernanda. I would like you to please go to group 6, click on the little telephone, get in your group, and start working on your activity. How are you going to work into your activity? You're going to go to a Smart Learning Suite online. I'm going to tell you the link. This is the link right here. Once this opens, you're going to click on Iniciar sesión, Smart Learning Suite online, and it's going to ask you to type your institutional email account and password. And once you do that, it's going to let you get in. The idea would be that one of you starts the activity, shares a screen, and the other ones help each other to create the activity. So only one is going to create the activity, sharing the screen, and the other ones are going to support and tell everyone what to do. So the first group is the third languages group. You should go into the link of Genially and click on group 6. Then we're going to have the level 5 teachers that are Imagine Art. Guys, Gina is in level?
Which Gina?
5.
I am in 4.
5.
With Gina.
Gina Gonzalez is in 5.
Gina Moreno. Okay.
I am in 4.
Gina
Moreno or Gonzalez?
Okay, so Gina Gonzalez clicks on group 5 as the same as, who else is in level 5? Carmen.
Correct.
And who else, guys, from this?
Dalia is in level 5.
Nicole, I'm in level 5.
Nicole is in level 5.
And Ruben.
And Ruben, yeah.
And Ruben. Okay, so please, Ruben, Nicole, Dalia, Carmen, and Gina Gonzalez, click on the group 5 meet groups, and you can start working on your activity. The idea is that we work for a maximum of 20 minutes, so that in 20 minutes we go back and we present one activity that you would like to use. It could be any kind of activity of all the options that I showed you today. Okay, for the level 4, we're going to have Mark, Gina Moreno, David, Luis, Francia, and Carolina, right?
And we click on the cow, yes?
You click on the... no, you are the eagle, because you're level
Oh, yes.
4, the eagle. Okay, now everyone from level 3, Sai, Rocio, Hector, and Edward, please click on the monkey and get into your group. And then for level 2, let's have Joanna, Nestor, and Ruben. Joanna, Nestor, and Ruben go to the level 2, that is the duck.
Dianita and Adam is also in level 2.
In level 2. Okay, perfect. Adam too. So go to the doc.
We go to the doc, right?
Yes, go to the doc.
Okay.
And then Edgar, Andres Felipe Chavez, and Jose Ignacio go to the mouse. Ah, no, that is a goat. To the goat. I'm going to be entering your groups. I'm going to be helping you out. At any time, if you have any questions, please come back to WebEx and let me know. It is 5:25. Let's try to work until 5:45, 20 minutes, and then we will present the activities. Good luck.
Ay, madre.
Carito, I did not include you in any group. I didn't see your name. Can you go into your level 2 group with the docs?
Yes, I am trying to get in, but I don't know what is going on.
What does it
Carito,
say?
maybe it happened to you because when I clicked the link that Anita sent, it opened in Explorer and it didn't work. So I copied the link in Google Chrome and it worked. So maybe that could. So Caro, try it.
Yes, Jose.
Dianita,
Yes.
I am registering in Smart Learning Suite, but it doesn't let me to.
You shouldn't register. You should log in with Google.
Google Smart Learning or what?
No. Okay, let me show you.
Janita, it says that no es compatible con tu navegador.
Try to use another browser.
So just copy the link that you sent and put it in the other browser?
Yes. Look, Jose, it says sign in. Sign in, you click Smart Learning Suite.
Yes.
And then it's going to tell you teacher sign in.
Okay, because
and
I got
sign in with
and okay, I'm gonna get in again.
teacher sign in with Google.
Diana,
Okay.
I'm getting in
Smart-
that way, but there's a notification that I don't have like the access that I should use the 45 days trial. Should I click
Exactly.
there?
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
Listen, excuse me. I get in Google and I go down Smart Learning Suite. I click, and then here it says Smart Learning Suite, Smart Technologies. Which one of them do I have to click on?
Can you share your screen, Jose?
Yes, just a second.
Yes, Janita, what recommendation? Okay.
Janita, nothing. The screen. Oh, wait.
Guys, let's go into the chat so that we don't interrupt other people.
Here's my screen.
Click on the first one, Jose.
Can you see?
Yes.
I'll go in the first one. This
Yes.
one? Okay. There. And it says pruébalo gratis. Are you
No,
already
no, no,
getting
no,
it?
no, no. Make it bigger. Jose, I need to help you. I'm going to call you. I'm going to call your cell phone.
Okay. Hello. See, okay. So you see my screen, don't you? See, yes.
Hello, Diana. Can you help me, please?
Nico, I'll
Can you
help you through the chat. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you see me? Okay. Okay. What are you doing? And I contribute with that. I had a PowerPoint on the
Everybody, let's go back to the WebEx platform. Let's go back, hang up in Meet. Okay, so I enter all of your groups and I saw that you were having fun, you were exploring, you were excited, and you were creating very nice things. I know time is really short for you to create a very complete activity, but I know some of you were able to complete some. If you want, we can share 2 or 3 activities today. And what I like to propose is that you keep working during these 2 weeks, creating some nice activities, taking advantage of the 45-day free trial. And in our next meeting, we can show some of the activities that you create as a final result, so that we give you more time, so that we're not in such a rush. I know level 5 was showing me a nice activity that they created, so we can start with that. Maybe Carmencita could share her screen and we could play with her activity. Hold on, I'm going to allow you to share. There
Yeah.
you go.
Okay, it's a very simple because of time. Time wasn't like we didn't have enough time to do it. But just give me 1 second. Okay. Well, next on week 6, we're going to talk about the article review, writing an article review. So we did 2 short activities. The first one was intended to use the connectors, so students could understand like the logical order, or like how to find it or how to organize. The problem was that in this case, it doesn't allow us to write like so many texts. So we couldn't write, we wrote everything, but it only appears like the beginning of the sentences. So anyways, well, probably they could have the text in front of them and they could just sort out using the first words, let's say. So here they know that they have to start, for example, here with the first one, and then they just, I think it's this one. I know that one. No. I think this one is the last one I remember.
There is some music around there.
Researchers, yes.
Yes, it's music. You're listening to music.
Yes, the game.
Has music.
It's music
has
from the
Question:
game.
Is there a way? Is there a way to turn that music off?
Sorry.
I don't know. Probably
Because I haven't found one.
Maybe
We have
Gina,
to turn
David,
off
do you
there?
know if we can turn it off?
I don't know. I have
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Okay.
Well, one of the things, click on the tab, right click on the tab. Carmen, please.
on the tab.
On the tab, the Google tab.
On the
At the top,
the tab.
The top bar.
At the top one, Carmen. Next to Macmillan, I guess. Next to Google Drive. That one. On the tab.
No, but this is the Google.
There is
No,
an
no,
audio
but
Right,
your
right
tab,
on
your
the right,
tab.
next to the right,
On your tab.
The one that's open.
next
The
to me.
tab that is open.
The
Yes.
one that's
There.
open has a little world. It has a little speaker and then
The
it
one
has
with
a
the
text.
one with the
That
audio
one.
Right
sound
click.
on it. There
Right,
you
and
go.
you close the sound.
The sound, yeah.
But here I can't
Right
find
click.
Right
Right.
click on
Right
top
click.
of the
Right click.
speaker.
Yeah.
Silenciar
Silent
sitio
the web.
web.
What? I did not know
Oh, we
about that. That's
found
cool.
it.
There
Yes.
you go.
You're
Thank
welcome, people. You're welcome.
Thank you,
Okay.
David.
Okay, so then here you just find like the correct order and whatever, yes, and then it will tell you if it's correct or not. So that was like for the use of the connectors. And then we did another activity, like to talk about the article review structure. So it was a matching activity, so they could like match which parts go with which part of these are the 4 main sections of the article review or parts of the article review. So in this case, for example, they would have to match which one goes with the introduction. So in the introduction, we find the author, the main idea. Yes, yes, so that would go there. If they have it incorrect, then it won't let them work, okay? But the idea is, of course, to find the correct order and to put them together. Okay, so that was basically what we did. Excuse me, this one is a critique. And the conclusion goes with this one. So basically, it's like after we have introduced to them the structure, it is for them like to be able to match and to identify which elements go in each part of the structure.
Perfect, Carmencita. That was very nice. Is there anybody else who would like to share the activity that they were able to do?
We can share ours.
Okay,
We only
go
got
ahead.
to do one.
Okay, yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Just like the students in class.
Active participation.
All right, so we did a super classification, and our week 6 for level 4 is working on indirect questions. So this would be sort of like a post review of what they've learned, or if they're able to identify which ones are direct and indirect. And well, it would be just selecting. If it's direct, they would select this side. If it's indirect, they would select this side. So can you tell me where this one's missing an S, but can you tell me where Carmen works? Oops, that's indirect.
Mark, what is the name of this type of activity?
This is hold on.
Super classification.
Super classification, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, David.
Sounds good.
And like that.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark.
Okay.
Anybody else? Show us a little part of your activity.
I have to finish the game. Wait.
Okay. Sorry. Go
There
ahead.
we go.
Ah,
I would not have peace until I finished.
they become friends.
Guys, I'm leaving you. I have a meeting now, so see you next time.
All right, guys.
Thank you. By the way, thank you for sharing all that knowledge, and Gina, David, and Diana. Thank you very much. And nice to see everybody here. Carlo, see you. See you guys. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Okay, everyone. So we're done for today. My invitation is to keep working on, keep exploring Smart Learning Suite online. You already have access. You have the 45-day trial. Start complementing the material that you already have, or creating maybe some extra activities that are going to take the students out of the traditional way of Kahoot or the traditional PowerPoint and make your classes a little bit more fun. Maybe if you could create those activities, we could show them on the next time that we meet. And if you had the chance to already play them in your classes or show them to your students, you can also share what were your students' reactions on the activities. So thank you so much for attending today's workshop. Thank you, David. Thank you, Gina, for your excellent idea. It worked very well. We had the experience of being inside the groups, and I was able to go into each of your groups and check with you. So I think that's a perfect solution for our breakout groups.
Thank you so much, Dianita, Gina, everybody. Nice to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait, a picture. Hold on, smile. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.